But let's move on to our next topic. So, in some slightly lighter fare, in Shooting News Weekly, there is an article that I did want to point out. Congress should prioritize taking the anti gun politics out of the banking business. Now, I will say something that has been weaponized is both the tax system, hello, Obama, as well as the banking system against people who have, well, dissident opinions. And it's no surprise that the banking system could be weaponized and discriminates against FFLs. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who have experienced this kind of thing firsthand, being labeled as high risk and being denied the merchant services that they would normally otherwise be entitled to. I think that in general, preventing someone from being able to bank, especially in our day and age when digital currencies, and I don't mean Bitcoin or anything like that, just the normal US dollar being digital and not transacting as paper currency, so important for you to be able to function in today's society. Barring people from banking should be something that is next to, if not completely impossible to do. Banking institutions should have a very, and I mean very good reason to be able to prevent you from banking with them or otherwise messing with or freezing your funds. And if a bank is targeting unfairly FFLs and others in the 2A community simply because they are part of the 2A community, that needs to be taken care of. So if you'd like a little bit more information and some ideas about how to potentially handle this particular issue, go to Shooting News Weekly. I'll have the article linked in the show notes. Moving on to our next topic, we also have a article in Shooting News Weekly from Brownell. But we're seeing a flight to value in today's gun business. Now, this is rather interesting given the disruptions in the market from COVID and changing administration, going from Trump to Biden and now back to Trump. The market has definitely been rather topsy-turvy, and tariffs added into the mix are just making everything kind of nuts. So, quoting from the article here, we're seeing buyers are now evaluating more than just price. They're measuring risk, they factor in replacement, performance matters, durability matters, reputation matters. Strategy of chasing cheap has run out of road. And I think I kind of have to agree with that particular sentiment. We are currently in a period where buyers are going to be much more, if not price sensitive necessarily, quality and value sensitive. People are going to be looking for the best bang for their buck. And while you will always have those market separations between high, mid-range, and low-end products, when it comes to buyers, especially who would normally be in that mid-range to upper low range maybe, they are really going to be starting to evaluate products much more on their value proposition. And while they might be willing to spend a little bit more money to get a better quality product, you as the seller or manufacturer really do need to show and demonstrate that particular value in your messaging. But this is actually something that I would like to hear from others, especially FFLs and people who are working in the front lines of the firearms industry. What are you guys seeing from customers? Are you seeing any price concerns? Are you seeing any changes to buying behavior? Are people buying more, buying less? What are they kind of seeing? I'm curious, and I would like you to leave your comments down below. And I'd be very much interested in seeing what kind of things you guys are seeing on the front line of the industry. But going back to the article, quoting again, USA-made products speak directly to this shift. They offer reliability, they offer craftsmanship, they last. A good product now feels like an investment. Buyers aren't asking how little they can spend, they're asking how long it will last. So if you are, say, a manufacturer or someone who's making accessories, I think that something that you really should be hammering home is, if you do have to price things a little bit more, or you are making things exclusively in America with American parts and supply lines and things like that, as I know quite a few people are doing already. And if that means that your product has to be more expensive, speak to those reasons. Be transparent, open, and honest. Say that you are delivering value, say that you are delivering performance, and justify why your products cost what they do. I don't think that the consumer, especially in the 2A space, is really going to be overly concerned if you can make a good justification for why your products are a little bit more expensive than the Chinese knockoffs, especially if they are good quality. But if you'd like to read the article in full, check out the show notes. I'll have it linked there for you below. And last but not least, in this particular section for industry news, we do also have a article in Dealer Wire understanding the ATF's latest inspection memo and how 4473 Cloud can protect your FFL. Now, not so much interest in 4473 Cloud, but this does have some interesting insight into a partially released memo that has been rather heavily redacted. So, quote, is zero tolerance really gone? Despite the more nuanced approach, the remnants of zero tolerance language remain, and the memo affirms that a single inspection with no prior